Hey up, Rock God 2004, back with another video for you. I'm going to show you the 6 films I've lost.
What a bell end!
I'm going to show you the 6 films I've watched this past week. And the first 2 were sent to me by the very generous Michael Hewitt as part of some subscriber mail that he was very kind enough to send me. And the first one's a first-time watch. It's the original US DVD release of the Sylvester Stallone film, Cobra. I had very high expectations for this because I'd never seen it before. I always thought it was like an action film by that. And there's a few people said to me lately, like, oh, no, it's more like a slasher film, you'll like it. So I was like, oh, tell me now. Oh, yeah, the kills are brutal and the weapon and stuff. Right, so yeah, wonderful, yeah. Watched it. It was all right. It wasn't crap, it wasn't brilliant. I would describe this personally as a poor man's Dirty Harry. In fact, it's even got 2 of the original Dirty Harry cast in it. Andrew Robinson, who played the main evil bad guy in the original Dirty Harry. And I don't know the actor's name, but he played Dirty Harry's partner. I think it was Chico, the character, in the original. So they were both in it as well. So, yeah, I had high expectations, but will I watch it again? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe if I was really stuck, I might give it another go, but I'll probably hold on to this one for a while to see if I watch it again. So that is the rather disappointing Cobra. The next one that Michael sent me is another Stallone film. I'd never even heard of this one. Driven. If I'm saying this was 2001, Cobra was a far better picture. This is not my type of thing normally. Like, I don't like anything sporty. It just bores me. Don't like it at all. Just nothing for me. Same as science fiction. But I said I'd watch it. I promised I'd watch it, and I did. It was all right. It wasn't overly dull or anything like that. It was sort of an enjoyable watch. My biggest problem, I think, was not only was it like all about the race and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, lovely. But with the exception of the Sylvester Stallone character and the poor bugger who ended up with Sylvester Stallone's ex in the film, were the only 2 decent characters. The other characters, I hated them all. They were just annoying pricks, every one of them, including the blonde-haired girlfriend who didn't know who she wanted to be with, and the main character, the whining little chap. I just didn't like any of them. There was only them 2. The action scenes were good, but my God, you could see it was early CGI. Would I watch that again? No. Michael also sent me another racing film called Rush. That's about the in the 70s, about the British driver James Hunt, and was he German? Oh, I don't know what nationality he was, but Nicky Lauda. And I remember them as kids, as a kid. So I was quite interested to see that because it was a true story, and it's a far better film than this. So yeah, Driven. I won't watch it again. It wasn't great. The next one, this is my second watch of this. I bought this myself last year sometime. I was looking to get it. It's gone out of print, but I got it like just for like a normal price at the time. It's shot up now. It's kind of similar to, it's like a cross between a Hammer film and an early slasher. Now, I remember my mum telling me about this when I was a kid and I wouldn't dare watch it, but when I watch it, I love this film. And it's got Frankie Avalon in and Mark Winter, Dennis Price, and a very, very young, what do you call him, out of Robin's Nest and Man About the House. I can't remember his name. You know what I mean. This is The Haunted House of Horror. I can highly recommend this. I love this film. I remember my mum telling me who the killer was. And then when I watched it, she was absolutely wrong. So all these years, I've wanted to see this when I've grown up type of thing. Thinking I've known who the killer was. And I was so glad she was wrong because it was like not who I thought it was. But this is a cracking. If you like Hammer films, and if you like sort of early, you know, like slasher sort of psycho type of stuff, I think you'll like this if you haven't seen it. It's numbered as well. I'm trying. Who the hell did they call Richard Sullivan? Is it they call him or something like that? Richard O'Sullivan. That actor, he's in it. Very, very young. It's a nice picky disc. Poster. And you get the art cards, which are also printed on the inner sleeve there. And a booklet. So there's the art cards there. There he is, Richard O. What do you call him? How young he is there. There's your booklet, which I won't open. And the poster, which is exactly the same, just about, as the main cover artwork. But this is such a good film. It was made in 1969, I believe. But to me, I thought it was like sort of, I know it's only a couple of years, but I thought it was like early 70s, but cracking story. George Sewell's in it as well, who used to be in, was it Ted Cars he was in? He was in a load of 70s stuff, British actor. But yeah, brilliant British film. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Haunted House of Horror. And the next one I watched, if I can find where I've put them, I think this one gets mixed reviews, mainly negative. I watched this for the second time, and I absolutely love this film. It's a remake. Again, people watch these remakes and compare them to the original. If you watch them as a standalone film, I always find you enjoy them far better. Compare them later. See if you like it first. And this is Bruce Willis in the remake of Death Wish. I wasn't expecting much from this because I'm a bit hit and miss with Bruce Willis, but the fact that it was directed by Eli Roth, I was thinking, I loved it. What a great film. I got the American one because you got a really nice slip with it. The UK one didn't come with a slip. And you get the Blu Ray and the DVD and the digital download. Whether the digital download works over here or not, I don't know. Probably not. Blue Blu Ray, white DVD, a bit like how A24 doing theirs, Lionsgate and stuff, and the digital's there. Like in the original, Paul Kersey, it's the same name. Paul Kersey in the original, he's like a sort of a architect type of fella. In this one, it's more appropriate, to be honest. He's a doctor, which kind of would make more sense when, you know, when he gets wounded and he's doing all his own wounds. A doctor will be able to, an architect wouldn't. So it kind of makes a bit more sense. Elizabeth Shue plays his wife. I don't know what they call the girl who plays his daughter, but my God, the three of them together, they work so well. And some of the scenes in this are really brutal graphics, but it's a great film, honestly. If you're a fan of the Bronson ones and you've not seen this, please give it a go. Do not compare it to the original or the sequels. Watch it as a standalone film and see what you think. That's Death Wish. Another one is a 1983 slasher film, which I'd never heard of, but it was one of those I took the gamble on with Arrow. And I absolutely loved it. This is called Girls' Night Out. Second watch of this for me as well. Loved it. Somebody dressed in a bear suit with like Freddy knives as the weapon. That is... she plays Vicky in Friday the 13th Part 2. Is it something Marie Taylor, the name of the actor? Lauren Marie Taylor, that's her. And the geek in this film with the glasses and that's how she and him met. And they're still married to this day. They got married, which I thought, yeah, but this is a great little film. It's low budget. It's not the greatest of acting. But if you've seen The Burning as well, the lass who is sort of Glazer, the prick, his love interest, the blonde lass. Is it Sally the caller? Can't remember her name. She's in it as well. Anyway, so you get that slip cover, and I did flip the art. I mean that's nice that you get the spot glossing on the title. That's a nice slipcover, that. I flipped it for the original poster artwork, and the most annoying thing is, and I watched the some of the extras, and some of the actors aren't pleased about this. They've used a shot of somebody who's not even in the bloody film. Why they do that, I don't know. This is a special edition, got the contents there. And yeah, it's a nice picture disc as always. You get the booklet, and the reversible artwork's the same as that and the slipcover. I won't go into it. It's just your typical slasher, but there is obviously a murder going around. Hal Holbrook's in it as well, and his son. I didn't know, but Hal Holbrook's son is, if you've seen Creepshow 2, Old Chief Woodenhead, with the three thugs, there's like the Indian with the long hair, the rich one, and the fat one. It's the fat one. That's Hal Holbrook's son in real life, and they're both in it. This is such a blast. I love it. It's just such a great 80s, cheaply made sort of slasher film, and I do recommend this. I had such a blast with this. I love it. I could watch this again now because I enjoyed it that much. So that's Girls' Night Out. And the last one I watched, this is the second time I've watched this. This is not the easiest film to watch. It's a documentary one, or shockumentary. It's nothing like killing animals and stuff like that, but this is brutal. And I think this is like the type of thing that everybody should watch. To knock it on a bit, it was in the 80s. I'd never heard of it, but this is the second UK Severin release I've seen. This is The Killing of America. Wow. Brutal. You see real shootings. It starts off with a guy who is stood against a wall. I can't remember this. Did they say he's a pimp or a dealer or something? And he's just waving this gun around, and the coppers are there, and they go like, drop it, drop it, drop it. They tell him, and tell him, and tell him, and then he moves, and they shoot him, and you just see it. You see the lot. And there's a famous photograph from when it was the Vietnam War, I think it was. And this photograph, it's all over the internet. You see like this soldier holding a gun against this Vietnamese guy's head. And it looks awful. You just think, oh, there's no need for that. And the guy who took the photograph of it, he was famous for that photo. And I've always read that's the only footage. No, it wasn't. The entire execution was filmed, and it's in here in its entirety. My God, when he gets shot, what a mess. Bang. Down he goes, and the blood is just jetting out. It is absolutely shocking. But you find out why. I can't remember. I don't think you find out in the film. I can't remember if it's a special feature, or did I read it online? You find out exactly why he was killed. It was nothing to do with war crimes. He deserved it. He'd killed or assaulted women and kids or something, and they'd got him. I think he was like taking advantage of the situation with there being a war going on, stuff, if I remember rightly. It was something like that. This isn't like stomach churning, but it is shocking. It also covers the execution of Kennedy, and it shows you other assassinations and assassination attempts, and it gives you like statistics on how many killings and guns there are in America compared to other countries, and like it gives you like the UK and a couple of other countries together. And it said in the States there was more crime in the States with all those 3 or 4 countries put together. Really, really interesting, eye-opening, very, very unnerving, and very, very worrying. There's 2 versions of the film on. One's like a Japanese cut, and I wouldn't bother with that because it's mainly dialogue anyway. Just waste of time for me. I watched it and I was bored. Just watch the US cut. It's all you need to see. There is a US version of this. It's exactly the same, I think. But obviously with the authentication, you don't get that stupid bloody UK 18 on it. I would have liked the American one, but it was more expensive and I just didn't see the point. Watch this. Don't eat anything while you're watching it. It's nothing like, I mean, to me personally, Cannibal Holocaust was worse. Faces of Death was worse. This is just factual. But this is just a well-made, brilliant, unfortunately, that they had to make it, documentary. So that's The Killing of America. And earlier on today, I tippy-toed out, because there's been a film I've been wanting from HMV, because I knew it was on offer, and I finally got it. It was like, I think it was a tenner. So when I got there, yeah, it was a tenner if you bought something else. If you wanted to buy it on its own, it was 20 quid. I was like, all right then. So I went down the stairs, and oh my God, I found a Hammer film that I thought was either out of print, or at least the slip was. There it was. This Hammer film I've got today, there is one for sale in America going for over £100 because it's got the slip. There's plenty of others, $14.99, but it doesn't say whether or not it's got the slip, so I've never risked it. So, the film that I got for a tenner instead of 20 quid is the 4K with the slip of Scream 5, or Scream 2022. I mistakenly didn't get this because I thought, I don't have many 4Ks, I'll just get the Blu Ray, dickhead, when it first came out. Then they released Scream 1 and 2, and I thought, right, I want it now. Anyway, I've got it for, it was a tenner. I haven't opened it yet, because like I said, I've literally not been back long. I'm just glad I've got it. So had I got that on its own, that would have been 20 quid. But because I got this other film, this Hammer one, it was only 25 for the two. So it's like, basically, you can say I've got this Hammer one for a £5 with the slip. And it is, I've never seen this, and I'm so excited to see it. I've heard very good things about it, and it's Plague of the Zombies. I've never seen that in the wild, I don't think, apart from in HMV in Middlesbrough, so I'm over the moon that I've got that. It's another one off the list. Been after this for a long time. They had 2 copies of it, actually. So I don't know why people are online selling it like for ridiculous amounts if it's still in print. Still say they haven't opened it yet, so I'll let you know what I think of that. Scream, or Scream 5 as I call it, seems, especially the new one's called Scream 6. I loved it. People think that's crap. It isn't. I loved it. I've liked all the Scream films. For me, the worst one that I've seen so far, and I like that a lot, is 3. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I'm hoping to go and see it at the cinema. I want to see it in 3D because I can't see it getting a 3D Blu-ray release. However, I'll worry about that when I come to it. So that's it. That was just a little update for you. Films I've watched. If you're going to watch any of them, let me know and let me know what you think. If you've seen them, let me know and let me know what you think. And I will let you know when I've watched those too and what I think of them. So, yes, thank you very much indeed for watching, all 2 of you. Do appreciate it. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And you will be rewarded in heaven when you get there. And I will see you very, very soon. You all take care of yourselves and stay safe. Ta-ta.